But the phone call you guys cut together, that wasn't real.
Yeah.
So?
Oh, yeah. They're getting sued. They're getting sued. All right, welcome back to another School Principal Reacts. This is Brandon coming to you on Tuesday with another Victorious reaction. This episode is called The Wood. Don't really know what that's about, but I see in this random still frame here, you've got Tori, who appears to be sitting for, I don't really know what, some sort of interview, or she's talking to someone else, and she has sort of a weird look on her face. And I see in the background it says The Wood on the little backdrop. I'm not sure what's going on here, but we're going to find out here in just a moment. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, take a minute and click the button below to subscribe. I really appreciate it. Let's get right into this episode.
You want a soda?
Sure.
Me too, give me money.
Trina.
I scare the lip gloss off of Tori and Trina. Forward thrust.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty obvious you're not allowed to have stuff like this at school for obvious reasons, so Robbie would not be allowed to bring this to school. He would certainly not be allowed to use it in the interior of the school. That's going to create a host of problems. Now, there are such a thing as classes where you use drones, and this does not look like the type of device that you would realistically use. Nowadays, though, there are courses where you can eventually get a full-blown FAA license in drone flying or unmanned aircraft or whatever it's called, the FAA license that applies to that. But you can't just fly it around the school. That would not be allowed. And depending on what happens here, we may be looking at a potential suspension here. Let's see.
And now, laser assault!
I think the Rebels won that one.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say this is a potential suspension. Now, he could be suspended for this. He could. I think it's more likely that he would receive some lesser form of discipline. Now, if something worse had happened here than what it was, then I think it'd be more likely. But he could. He could be suspended. I think it's more likely he would be receiving some ISS or detention or something like that because no one was hurt and there was no real disruption here.
And this is kind of the main hallway.
Get some shots of the kids on the stairs there.
Okay.
Oh my.
All right. So I'm not sure what's happening here yet. Let's watch a little more before I pass judgment on it. It sort of depends on what this is as far as what my comments will be on it.
They're filming something!
That girl keeps blocking my shot.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, these guys are shooting a TV show.
A TV show?
I want to be on a TV show.
All right, so Blaine says that they're shooting a TV show. Now, that's not entirely unrealistic. In fact, when I was at the art school that I worked at for 2 years as an assistant principal, people did film things there. There was a pretty big film industry in that particular area, and people would come and film things. Now, here's the thing. You cannot simply come in the middle of the school day and film random students doing random stuff, even though, you know, the little dance that those two kids were doing was pretty cool. You can't do that because there are very strict rules about using students' image and their likeness and filming them, especially in the interior of the school during the school day. It's very problematic, and you would have to get a lot of parental permissions in order to do that, particularly if it's a movie or TV show or whatever. That's why even with like school pictures and putting kids' pictures in the newspaper for positive things, you have to make sure that that parent has not opted out and that you've informed them about their rights about opting out of it. If they're making a TV show, they would have to get the parents' consent to include all these students, and it doesn't seem like they've done that. It seems like they're just sort of walking through randomly because these kids didn't even know about it. They would not be allowed to do this. Now, simply the act of filming a show at the school would not be totally unrealistic, but it's probably not going to be during school hours.
Show you guys from?
It's a new one called The Wood.
The Wood,
These
there
are the
we go.
producers, Kyle and
Mick.
Mick.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm Robbie. Let's go with 2 B's.
And, I will say that is kind of what happens after all, because people that are in the film industry like this, that do these types of things, people are always doing that to them, like wanting to talk to them every second, every single person, especially in an environment like this where people are actively seeking roles and positions in the film industry like this. Actors, it's an acting school after all, at least that program is focused on acting. And so you do sort of have people like this that will just totally straight up ignore people who are trying to talk to them.
So, what's the Wood about?
It's a reality show.
About teenagers in Hollywood.
I'm a teenager and I'm in Hollywood right now, see?
And this makes me think that this is going to be even less likely a reality show, not even a TV show, something fictional, a reality show. And the fact that these kids don't know about it is very unrealistic. Now, I have seen TV producers and movie producers come by during the day to like scout the location for something that's happening after hours. I had a couple of companies that I would give like a tour of the school because they wanted like a specific shot. It was funny. They wanted to look at a certain type of classroom because we had an older building and they wanted like a historic look, and they wanted a shot of lockers, and they wanted to get just the right angle of everything. That does happen during the day. I have seen that before, but just filming kids during the day, that would not be allowed to happen. And even when I gave these tours, it was with the permission of the school district because they had something of a partnership with the film industry, so they still had to get their permission to come in.
You're getting some shots of our school.
And to look for interesting kids to feature on the show.
Oh, okay.
So is there going to be like a casting session?
After school in the black box.
Now, that would be realistic. That could potentially happen, but they wouldn't be just filming and getting shots of random kids. They wouldn't be allowed to do that. They would maybe be allowed to come in during the day and scout the location. The fact that the kids are here makes it a little less realistic, makes me feel a little cautious about whether this would be allowed in real life, but I guess potentially.
I'll be there.
Hey, can we get some shots of kids outside?
Sure, let's go this way.
I think my astrocraft still works. And have it come right.
Yeah, that's one of the many, many reasons that you can't do this. Robbie could have hurt someone, and he ended up hurting himself, I guess. But we're just going to include that in that first potential suspension that he got. And they're talking about casting calls here. I mentioned on one of the other episodes, you do have casting calls. I think it was Beck's Big Break. Check out my reaction if you haven't seen it. But yeah, you do have casting calls. And like I said, I have seen film producers, not producers, but people who work for them go through and scout out locations like this.
Okay, next.
Hey, Tori Vega.
Okay, Tori, this is a really informal audition. We're just trying to get a feel for your personality. What's the worst thing you've ever done?
Oh.
I would not be asking that of a kid. Remember, these are still children. They're under 18, so you really have to be careful about that. I would also not think that they would do this at the school. I could definitely see them coming to scout the location. As far as them just walking through randomly with kids there, I don't see that happening, but with parent consent, you could do something like this. Although I would think it would not be right there at the school, but it could be. I think that could possibly happen.
I squirted hot cheese all over my friend and her current boyfriend, who was my ex-boyfriend.
She did.
And then I kissed him right in front of her, which I felt really bad about. But then it was okay, because she punched me right in the face.
As crazy as that sounds, that did happen. Check out my reaction to the episode Kat's New Boyfriend. That's where all that she just described did happen. It was pretty crazy, but let's keep going.
Put a star by this girl.
Okay.
Tell us something you love.
Easy, music.
And something you hate?
Brussels sprouts.
Okay. What if there was a really great song about Brussels sprouts?
I'd probably feel like, because when it usually depends on.
Poor Andre. And people who work in this industry do stuff like this. They just want to see, like, how does a person act? What's a person's natural tendencies? And what is their personality like?
Okay, picture me sitting on a pony wearing a bright purple hat.
So then I realized acting, it's really about not acting.
Okay.
Robbie.
I'm Robbie.
I'm Rex. Nope.
Thank you for your time.
Poor Robbie. That does tend to happen to him. That's why on the episode Rex Dies, check it out if you haven't seen my reaction to it. I was sort of surprised when Robbie got the lead in that particular production, and here he's just rejected immediately. Poor Robbie.
Okay, Jade, what do you hate?
Tuna fish.
Everything.
Flowers. Giggling. Rainbows. Ducks. Man, I hate ducks.
Hey, you guys. Kyle has some cool news for you.
Tori Vega, Beck Oliver, Jade West, and Andre Harris. Congratulations, you're all gonna be featured on The Wood.
Okay.
And what about me?
No,
Why not?
because you reek of desperation.
Oh, man. This is true. I mean, this is true.
Thanks, Festus.
I want a tamale.
Too bad. He got the last one.
Give it to me.
No, I want it.
Look, I am not in a good mood and I want it to.
Are we going to have a potential suspension here over a tamale? Let's see.
No,
I'm not kidding around here.
Hey, stop it!
Oh, no.
Get them back! No fighting over tamales!
Yeah, that's going to be a potential suspension. Now, I would not recommend that this guy like put a broom out there. I don't know what he was trying to do. If he worked for the school, he would probably get a discussion. I mean, he didn't hurt anybody. He didn't hit them with the broom. I think he was just trying to separate them, but that's not a great move. He should have just called for help. I mean, Lane was right there after all.
How do you want me to do this?
Just tell us where you are, what you're doing, and really have fun with it.
Okay.
All right, so I guess they're going to film the reality show at her house, which I guess in a way would be more appropriate than doing it at school. And again, I guess as long as they have the parents' consent, they would be able to do this. I'm not going to show all of these scenes. I'm going to try and focus on the school parts.
And there's my phone. Should I?
Answer it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a reality show, right? Which that's what they want. They want her to be herself, I guess, which most people, I think, including these actors, are going to have a pretty hard time doing that.
Oh, it's my Aunt Sonia. Hey, you. Sorry, I had the hiccups. No, my parents aren't home. Yeah, you should come over.
It's even like animals. I'm doing the best that I can.
No, I don't know why they're up here, if they're up here for some kind of punishment or whatever. I saw this on Ned's a couple of times too, where you had kids working back there. I've never seen that as far as some sort of disciplinary action that just simply wouldn't be allowed. I have seen it as far as programs that allow students to work during the day, which usually students will go off and work somewhere else. But I have seen a few instances of students actually working at the school to help in the school cafeteria as part of their work program. I have seen that before, but this would be kind of crazy. Oh boy.
Hey guys.
Ignore us. Just keep doing what you're doing.
What?
All right, I'm just calling Omar's Pizza because
And see, this is very problematic, doing it at the school, particularly during the school day. That's the issue. You see all these other kids like in the background here. That's going to be an issue because all of these random people, their parents probably did not consent to them being on television on a reality show. Now, maybe Beck's parents did, and if they did it like after hours, it would be fine for him to like talk to them or do something that he would normally do during the day. But all these other kids being in the shot, that's a problem.
Welcome to the Wood.
Okay.
Hollywood. At this performing arts high school, Hollywood art, you can find good drama on stage. But the best drama happens off stage. Is Beck getting tired of the same old thing?
Hey, it's Beck.
Hi, baby.
What's up?
I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, see, this is awful. This film company, I'm thinking that they could probably be sued for this. I'm not an expert in the law in this area, but you see what they've done here. They had a short conversation of Tori with her aunt, I think it was, and they had another conversation of Beck with some pizza place or whatever, and they've cut it and pieced it together, and it suggests that they're having a different type of conversation. This is really awful. They would not be allowed to do this. This is a real problem, not for the students, not even for the school, but for this particular company. I don't feel good about this.
Okay, I'll be there soon.
All right. Love you. Miss you. Mwah.
Bye.
Man, this show was good.
Yeah, and this sort of reminds me of the episode Robarazzi. If you remember that one, check that one out if you haven't seen my reaction to it yet. That one was a real funny one, but this would be very, very problematic for this company that's putting this show on. I don't know that they would financially survive this from the lawsuits. I can't imagine the school allowing something like this, especially if they're going to straight up sort of lie about it. I think actually the school district would have a case against this company and all the parents would probably have a case against this company. I wouldn't want to be this company's lawyer for sure.
Yeah, we took 2 separate phone calls and cut them together. Pretty cool, right?
No.
Cool?
She almost killed me. I wouldn't have actually killed you.
Oh, aren't you sweet?
And see, this is the whole problem with this kind of stuff. Like in the episode Robarazzi, you had this stuff that was being put out there and it was causing a problem at school. Whenever stuff stuff like this is causing a disruption at school, which I didn't show it, but Jade and Tori were sort of almost fighting with each other at Tori's house. This is not going to be limited to there, though. It's going to make its way into the school and cause a problem. And so you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to put this sort of gossip out there, especially if it's not even true and they are basically lying to their viewers and piecing these conversations together like that. This is not going to be allowed to happen. If the school found out about it, realistically, they would just kick these people out and say, you know what, we're done with you. We're not doing the reality show anymore. You're not allowed on school grounds anymore. That's probably what should be done here.
Isn't The Wood supposed to be a reality show?
Yeah? Uh-huh.
But the phone call you guys cut together, that wasn't real.
Yeah.
So?
Oh, yeah. They're getting sued. They're getting sued.
Almost nothing is real in reality shows. It's entertainment. Drama.
Okay, I get that. But you're going to have adults that are signing up for that and are basically being okay with such stories being put out about them. These are kids whose reputation at school is now being damaged, and it's going to cause an issue at school. So yeah, I mean, what these guys are saying may be correct, but it's going to be limited to adults who really understand this going in, not a bunch of kids who think that these people are innocent and would not do this.
Our job as producers is to take the footage we get and make it into something people want to watch.
But it's a bunch of lies. And these kids are not aware of this. It would be different if it were adults that understood this, that it was just entertainment, it wouldn't necessarily be true, and that they signed up for that and they understood they're being paid for that. This is totally different. These are some high school kids that are serious actors that think that they're doing something virtuous. This is not the same thing.
Yeah, we get that, but...
Look, you guys go to this school because you want to entertain people, right?
Yeah, so?
Okay, well, this is no different than being in a play.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, my man. It's very different.
Or a movie. It's acting, just without a script.
So, like improv.
Exactly. Thank you.
Well, you could have told us that before the attempted murder. Don't be so dramatic.
No, be more dramatic.
This guy's awful. This guy is awful.
Bobby! Camera!
Now, as bad as this looks, I actually approve of this more than the other because number one, they're aware of what's happening, okay, and they're just acting this out. Number two, it's not real. If you remember the episode Stage Fighting, check out my reaction if you haven't seen it. This is what they've learned to do. So they're not actually hurting each other. They're not actually fighting. They're just putting on for the benefit of this show.
You know you're supposed to be helping.
Excuse me, but I'm the one who figured out how to use the deep fryer.
Great. What'd you fry?
Breakfast foot.
What? You did not.
What?
Oh.
What?
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry. That's probably going to be a potential suspension for Trina. You can't do that. Number one, what you did to Rex. And number two, I mean, what if someone tries to eat that? Yeah, that's a potential suspension, Trina.
Oh, man. No, you're unbelievable, because you always gotta make a big deal out of nothing.
You trashed my beach house.
Said I could use your beach house.
I didn't say people could puke on my carpet. Who put my dog in a wedding dress?
It was hilarious.
And now they're just making stuff up. This sounds sort of like Psychowitz's class where they just make up random stuff. And, you know, these kids would be pretty good at this. Now, the only problem I have is you see all these other kids in the background. This would not be allowed to happen. They could do this if their parents allowed them to film this reality TV show, but they couldn't do it inside the school with students there. Doing it inside the school without all these students there would be somewhat of a stretch. The only thing I could think of is if somehow the school district allowed it, which they're not going to do that, and here's why. Most school districts, including probably the one that Hollywood Arts is a part of, which we don't really see that, the district leadership on this. We've only seen the principal a couple of times, or maybe only even once. They're not going to allow this because they care a lot about their reputation. They want parents and the community to think they're a good school district. But if they see stuff like this happening on television that is supposedly happening as a part of the regular school day, they're going to think this is real, and the school district is not going to allow that. So I don't think they would even allow this, even if all these other kids were in on it and their parents consented, and even if it was after school hours, they're going to think it's real, and so the school district is not going to allow them to do this. Now, if they wanted to go elsewhere, to a fake school somewhere, to a school that is not being used, or a different school that allows them to film after hours, and they filmed this fake little scene, Yes, that would theoretically be possible.
You know what? This friendship is over. Eat a rag. You eat 2 rags.
What?
You get all that? Got it. Really good stuff, guys.
Oh,
Nice work,
boy.
man. Well played. We'll give you more stuff later.
Cool.
That is crazy.
Wow, they were great. We can do better.
What you got?
Oh no.
Okay, what if Mr. Janitor got us in trouble for something and we got so peed off about it that we, maybe take our anger out on his car?
You can't trash the janitor's car.
True.
He got us those cute little chocolate mops for Valentine's Day.
We don't trash his real car. My dad's boss owns a junkyard. We get him to drop off a piece of junk car here and we wreck that one.
Yeah, and see, that's what I was saying. So with Andre and Beck, they could stage like an argument or whatever, but they couldn't do it inside the school because they would think it was real, and then the school district's reputation would probably suffer. Even if they advertised it, hey, this isn't real, there's going to be people that believe that this really happened, and they're allowing them to film arguments during the school day with real students in the background. But as far as Jade and Tori just wrecking some random car that doesn't belong to this janitor and just making it seem like that, that's probably okay, although they, again, would not be able to do it at the school.
And say it's the janitor's car.
Wow, I wish I'd thought of that. Oh, right, I did. Give me a pitching wedge.
What are they doing?
Now, go tell the producer guys to come to the parking lot because there's good stuff about to go down.
That's so funny. They wanted specific clubs for, I guess they're going to wreck this car on school grounds. I won't say it's a potential suspension here because I'm going to assume that the school is in on it, which they wouldn't be in real life because of the reasons that I've already mentioned, but they're about to wreck this random car here in the parking lot. And as long as it's not the actual janitor's car, they're probably okay, but in real life, they wouldn't be allowed to do this.
Eat that! Eat that! Right, officer! Coming your way! Oh, yeah!
And I didn't show everything, but they were having another bout of all these kids like screaming at them for food. Now, that wouldn't happen in real life, but I think this is going to have to be a potential suspension for both Robbie and Trina here. You can't just throw food at kids. You wouldn't be allowed to do that.
Action.
This is what happens when a school janitor gets us in
no.
trouble.
Janitor's car, feel the wrath.
Oh my goodness. And I'm just going to take a wild guess here. Maybe they either accidentally damage a different car, or this is actually not the correct car that they're beating up. This is kind of crazy. Even if they're beating up the right car, this is kind of crazy. Yeah.
Your car?
What is going on here?
We were wrecking this junker car for the show.
Keep going. No! Shut up, Bundy!
Now, if that's his car and not the junk car, that's a potential suspension for both Tori and Jade. It was sort of marginally okay, although it wouldn't happen in real life if it was Jade's dad's junkyard car. But if it's this guy's car, I forgot his name, the guy that runs the little food stand, that's a potential suspension.
This is Festus's car!
Yeah.
You said some guy dropped off this junker car for us to whack.
Yeah, he must have meant that one.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, we abused the wrong car.
They did.
All right, TV people, out.
Which is exactly what should have happened after that first little airing of the little snippets of conversation with Tori and Beck that were pieced together and created into a giant lie. That's what the school would have done in real life pretty much immediately, is kick these guys out.
You got a show to make. Then go make it at another school. You all are done here. You can't kick us out, man.
Yeah.
What? Oh, what? 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 There's other schools. Let's go to one.
And I was going to say good for Lane, but he went way too far here. In fact, I think this is going to have to be a potential firing. Now, would he be fired for just that? Probably not, but he could. He could potentially be fired. That's what a potential firing is. If you could possibly be fired. Now, he's going to receive at least a conversation and maybe a letter in his permanent file for something like that, for getting that golf club and threatening to hit them. That's an issue. And think about it. They probably got it on camera. So Lane, that would be a real problem for Lane, particularly because they did probably get it on camera. That's a potential firing for him, unfortunately. I actually like his character. He's pretty good most of the time, but he took it too far. All he had to say is leave or I'm calling the police. He didn't have to like threaten them, basically.
Now how am I going to get home?
Oh, don't worry, Festus. I'll get you a ride home.
No.
This is...
No, if Lane somehow coerced them into doing this, I'm gonna have to say that's another potential firing. And I hesitate because I actually, again, like Lane's character, but if either one of their parents had a problem with this, which they're gonna, this is really weird, that's gonna be a potential firing for Lane. If he wanted to sort of teach them a little lesson or have them get some sort of consequence for that, he could do that, but carrying him literally home in a wheelbarrow or whatever this is, that unfortunately is another potential firing. There have been a lot of potential firings and suspensions on this episode.
My car has a radio.
So what do you want us to do about it?
Sing me a song.
Move your body right next to mine. Feel the beat and we're lost in time.
In Spanish.
Pon tu cuerpo cerca del mío.
That's pretty impressive. I didn't know they could do that. All right, well, that is essentially the episode. That one was a really crazy one, but hey, it did have school scenes, so of course I'm going to tackle this one. I think Elaine was the only faculty member in this one, which is kind of interesting. We didn't have Psychowitz, we didn't have any of the others, but we had all of the kids and we had these two guys. Which there's a part of this, like I've talked about, that would be realistic, having a film company come in and do some things. It would be a whole nother thing to try and produce reality TV from some kids at school during the school day. That would be totally inappropriate. But, you know, part of this could potentially happen in real life. I did say that I have seen filming be done at the art school that I worked at for 2 years as an administrator. So yeah, some of this could happen. If you're enjoying this series, my reaction to the show Victorious, let me know down below. This has been super interesting for me, particularly from my experience as an administrator at an art school. Very, very similar to Hollywood Arts. I am more amazed every time about how close it is in real life. If you're enjoying it, let me know by leaving a like on this video and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of my reaction to this particular episode. Also, most importantly, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor and subscribe using the link down below or the button down below. I really appreciate it. Shout out to all my channel members. I do appreciate all of the many channel members. There's so many Hall Pass and Honor Roll members, and then a small group of Teacher's Pet and Principal's Office level members. Their names are right here. Thank you very much for your continued support. I'm going to leave the video here. I appreciate you watching until the end, and I'll see you on my next video here on School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.